So many guys out there. We don't know say love. The drama continues. As always. We just had a president. But you want it to be true. You make it true. But you get clicks. But when you go personal, what's really going on? Like, what's going on, y'all? This Greg. Greg said it. Back with another one. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Greg said it late, y'all. Appreciate y'all hanging around. A few minutes late from my rescheduled time because people held me up today, y'all. All the way out in Woodstock, Georgia today. They just held me up. So, you know how that go. A couple hours behind, all the way across town, had a little business to take care of. And of course, they held me up. So, what's going on, my finest? Missing finest. I think my box will arrive tomorrow. Once set up, you can hang up. I may purchase two more. All right. So yeah, I gave everybody who ordered last week. Of course, I gave the tracking. So you should have your tracking. Everybody should have their tracking by now. So you should have it pretty soon. If you haven't already, I know a few other people who ordered last week. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. I had an idea. Have a Tanggula box party for the football season for all the people who got a Tanggula box. Let me tell you why. It's not a gimmick. I hate watching the game with people who watch it on regular cable because the Tanggula box is streaming, so it'll always be a little behind like you watching it on the live TV because it's not streaming. So I hate watching the game or getting text message from people because I always got to hear about what happened like a few seconds, like I don't know, sometimes like 15, 20 seconds before it happens, sometimes even longer. And I'm like, man, I can't watch no game. That's why I had the Discord set up last season to watch it, but I can't watch it with nobody. I figured out real quick. Some people way ahead of me. It's not fun watching the game. It's like watching a movie, somebody telling you everything gonna happen. So I was like, we get enough people to Tanggula box. We might have our Tanggula box party because we all should be about around the same time because we watching the streaming. So I know our Jizzle got his box. I miss NY Finance and a few other. I know Allen has a couple boxes, so y'all gonna see. They see, ask our Jizzle. Ask our Jizzle. He got a box for I don't know. He probably had it a few months now, and Allen don't had it for. Allen probably had it longer than everybody. He's not probably not here right now, but he usually here. He don't had his about a couple years, so. He's the probably outside of me the most experienced with the box. He probably don't use his box in more ways than I have. I'm sure everybody's probably gonna use it different. That's it got a million channels on it, so everybody can show everybody something. Because I know Alan watched pay-per-view fights and stuff. I haven't watched any pay-per-view fights on it. I watch very limited TV, but my kids love the box, because they got all the movies on it. And a lot of times when the movie is out, like give it a couple months. You can catch all the movies on it. All the stuff I want to take them to the movies and see, they can go see it now. All the Sonic the Hedgehogs and all that. Yeah, they sleeping on that box. They don't know till they know. You don't know till you know. It's hard to explain when you like. And really, like I had the box for over a year before I even realized all the stuff it do. Because I was like, I'm just, I'm just figuring stuff out as I go, as I use it. And I was like, oh man, they got all these TV shows I used to watch growing up on here that I can't find nowhere. I would watch Animaniacs on there. I don't know if y'all remember the Animaniacs. It used to be on WB. They got the Animaniacs on there. I couldn't find that for years. I was like, I'm trying to show my kids the Animaniacs. Every time I try to find it, it'd be a paid subscription or some other. It'd be like a little snippet. They got all the Animaniacs on there. That's crazy. Like all Pinky in the Brain and all that stuff. I don't know if y'all know about that. All that stuff on there. So that's crazy. Yeah, what's going on, Jeremiah? I didn't get your notification. Yeah, just getting on here. I put a post up and said I was gonna start about 4:15. I just started like not too long ago, about 10 minutes ago. So we just getting this party started. Y'all, I've been running around. But y'all coming on in, I know people just gonna start getting notifications because I'm not like, these great channel makers, they come on at the same time. And I would love to shoot for that, especially on the weekend, but I ain't been able to do that. Because, Sunday, all this stuff pop up. So I'm a couple hours behind, but I'm gonna get it in with y'all briefly here. Y'all, it's something I've been wanting to talk about for a minute. And you see it in the title. Because sometimes we get to talking about all this stuff. Everything come at your way. It's like a dog chasing, like a chihuahua chasing a car or something like. Everything is like catching your attention. And I heard something I put on the shelf about a week ago about Shedeur. And I remember they sure did say that. They said Shedeur was the most NFL ready quarterback out of all the quarterbacks. They said that not too long ago. They was saying that like last season, like at the end of last season. Not like this was 2-3 years ago and something miraculously changed. Um, you know what? Um, you have a box, Angel. I'm gonna try to find it as you bring it up. I haven't thought about that, but I'm sure it's on there. I'm sure I can find it on there. Living Color, yeah. I bet it got all the episodes. I found Mr. Rogers' episode in Reading Rainbow all the way back to the very first episode when I wasn't even born. Because I used to watch those and I was like, I went back to the Mr. Rogers episode. He was still young. I ain't never seen Mr. Rogers young. He was young. I was like, oh my God, it was scary. I was like, dang, this Tangle Box went all the way back to the very first Mr. Rogers episode. In the very first Reading Rainbow. I showed my kids Reading Rainbow episodes I ain't seen. So it was like, yeah, I'm sure Living Colors on there. You just type it in there. They got all, I mean, it's tens and thousands of TV shows. I'm sure Living Color on there. Anything that you used to watch that you want to show your kids, you can't find that mess on the internet. You can't find it on YouTube. You'll find it on there. But yeah, and I was looking at if somebody says Shedeur is the most NFL ready, and I used to remember hearing them saying that. That's why I know you lied to this man. When you say he's gonna be first round, and nobody said that because they were saying he was the most, and it's gonna be one or two. And Cam Ward popped his behind back. Nobody was thinking about Cam Ward. Like I said many times, he was nowhere to be found. He's supposed to be in the NFL. It was talking about Beck. They was trying to find anybody that can to go against Shedeur. Beck and Ewing. Ewing fell off. Beck fell off very early. Just like we said, it's just a team. He didn't have a good year. And then they was like, "Oh, we got Cam Ewing. This be perfect." And they tried to fluff Cam Ward up because Cam Ward, um, he was one of them guys that Miami had a good start. They helped Miami through some early losses they should have had against Virginia Tech and Cal. They really amped up because they wanted Cam Ward to be undefeated, go to the playoff, and get that Heisman or whatever. But it didn't work out. He didn't get the Heisman. He didn't even get to the playoff. He didn't even get to the conference championship. And he still was drafted number one. All the excuses they wanted to give Shedeur. Anyway, I don't went through that. I can get through that 100 times. Yeah, Big Worm. Come on now. Everybody, all the big dogs got the boxes in here, Big Worm. You know you gotta get the box. I don't see how anybody wouldn't get the box. I don't know how you gonna overpay for that cable. You got way more channels on here. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta get your box. Come on, now. That just it's the best financial investment. It's the best sports. It's the best everything. Period. You can't beat it. But so I was looking back at that and I said, what changed? I know I'm still flabbergasted. I'm like with the whole draft thing, and then watching how they throwing it up in his face. Oh, he just fifth round draft pick. He just he got to wait his time behind these scrubs, and he was the most NFL ready quarterback all the way through the season. He didn't have a bust of a season all the way through. He the best. He the most NFL ready quarterback, and then all of a sudden he ain't no better than none of the quarterbacks. Matter of fact, all the quarterbacks coming out next year better than him. People ain't even played but 2 games and pop cupcake games like Manning, Art Manning. We waiting for him next year. He ain't even proved that in college. He better than the most NFL ready quarterback. That's mighty strange to me that you can say that about a guy and then put every other quarterback in front of him. He went from the most NFL ready quarterback based off of all the crap, all the games they done been to, all the practices they have been to, everything they knew about him from all the intelligence they had, to all of a sudden he don't know how to read formations. He don't know how to read defenses. He's just ignorant. He the most how you go from being how dumb they want to play you? How are you the most NFL ready guy to the most inadequate quarterback almost in the draft? You took all these other quarterbacks before him, and you took him on the last day of the draft. Everybody keep talking to me about, oh, Greg, he was the fifth round, was two other round. Barely. They all went on the same day. They all went on the same day. He was a couple hours from being a free agent. You talk about all the others that came behind him. It was bang bang right behind him because he was the third day. He was fifth through seventh day on the third day. He was halfway through the day. They picked him. He was a sneeze away from being seventh round draft pick. They really would have played him. Because nobody ain't respecting the quarterback at that level. Everybody talking about, oh, you got guys make the team. Now that quarterback. It's barely any quarterbacks who gonna be 6, 7 round free agent gonna make anybody team, and they're finna convert the receiver or something. It's this don't happen. The quarter receivers, cornerbacks, all that you can make special teams, work your way up. Injuries, it's a whole bunch of them on the roster because you need them. You only got one quarterback. So how do you say he's the most NFL ready quarterback, but he went 144th? You had so many other guys going before him. You the most NFL ready. Out of all the things you can say about a guy, most NFL ready, Johnny Nice, golden arm, most NFL ready, yet you pick other quarterbacks before him. And you tell me it's his fault. You the one called him the most NFL ready quarterback. You the one who voted him for the number one quarterback in the country. You the one did that. And all the other awards he won since a freshman in college as a quarterback. How do you win all these awards? And then you say, oh, right before the draft, oh, he ain't no good. How? How? They can send him there. He gonna take over. And they think they're hurting him, but if they send him to the UDFA and all that, he just gonna take over that. And he gonna still get all the endorsements. He just won't get the big bonuses and the big checks. But he'll take over it. Because he got a wave going behind him. You're only gonna hurt yourself, Cleveland, when he leave. If he leave. You're stupid if you get rid of him. Nobody cares about you but him. But watch him. All your fans, you're gonna have a lot of backlash. It will be done. It'll be done to put him on the bench. Because while you lose what you're gonna do, all you're gonna do is hear about him. So you can say that's why we ain't picking. Okay, we'll just keep losing. Because that's why you're there in the first and second pick in the draft anyway. Because you know how to lose very well. You know? So you look at all of that, and then the NFL let him go into, another situation. Like let's be real. If he went to be a free agent, what does free agents usually end up in his position? They end up going to the UFL, Canada, stuff like that. So, at the end of the day, wherever you put this man, it's going to be a draft. And the opposite of a draft is going to be a pool. If you don't handle him correctly and he end up in another league or another program, you're going to lose. You're going to get your credibility going to be shot because he's going to go tear it up. Then you're going to say he ain't playing nobody. You put him on your practice squad and hide him. He gonna torch your practice squad, and the word gonna get out because you can't hide it. He gonna torch your practice squad. I mean, he gonna torch your starting defense. He gonna rally that practice squad. He gonna torch him, and the word gonna get out. Especially if you losing, there's no win. The only thing you can do is throw him in the fire, and y'all can hope he fail, and say, you know what? What they say, give enough rope to hang yourself. That's the only thing you can do, because you stopping them ain't gonna be good for you. The people want to see Shedeur Sanders, but I still don't get what happened. Somebody got to explain to me, just like they got to explain. Okay, he just fell apart and all that. What he said. Nobody ain't showed no proof of that. The same way they got to explain. Well, how somebody dumb as a rock if they said, hey, he's the most NFL ready and he's the least NFL ready quarterback in the draft, because y'all said this was basically a slow year for quarterbacks. Wasn't good quarterbacks. and you put all these non-good quarterbacks in front of the most NFL ready quarterback. Like the most NFL ready quarterback should stand out in a low pool, a low quality quarterback pool, you would think. They didn't say he's the most NFL ready quarterback of the draft. I mean, maybe that's what they meant. But even if that was the case, then I mean he should have been one of the first ones out. Him, Cam Ward, he's how did Dart and all these other people go by? I don't get it. Somebody to hold these people up, and people are starting to see the bad side of war. Whew. I don't know. Maybe I missed some because I they didn't try to look. They was too busy. They knew they couldn't say nothing bad about him because to say something bad about him elevates Shedeur. That's what they really was. They had to make him seem like the greatest thing ever because their goal was to minimize Shedeur. Because you minimize anybody else on the same level as Shedeur rises to the top, or at least he at the top. So you can't do him like what you did, because that clearly what was the goal. But when you make everybody look up here, it make Shedeur look like he way down here. Because all you doing is saying negative stuff about Shedeur, and all you doing is saying positive stuff about them. So they just going up. You're not pointing out their flaws. And it really hurts them because you put them on a pedestal that you don't really care about them. You were just shooting at Shedeur. So you really get them a false reality. And that false reality is that you really all that. And then you, instead of like giving you the critical, you know, the critiques, instead of critiquing you like Shedeur and let you get better, they just it's kind of like, I don't know, man. You ever heard of like a girl who like get a rebound guy and they get out there and they like they find a regular old guy and they be all over him trying to make the guy jealous that they want to get with. They trying to make him jealous, and he's like he think he all that until he realized he was being played, and she just throw him away because it was never about you. She might go get back with the other guy, or she go get somebody else. And it's like that's what it is when you got like people like Ward. He, I remember watching him walk on that stage as number one pick. I don't know if it was me, but I felt like in his heart he didn't belong at the number one pick. Again, what did he do? Because everything they said Shedeur didn't do, he didn't do either. Y'all, they didn't have a win in this. His record almost matched Colorado at the end of the day, and should have been worse because they sit up there and lost to Georgia Tech. They sit up there and lost to Syracuse at the end, right? They really should have lost to Cal. They really should have lost to Virginia Tech without some foreign intervention. Now Colorado set up there and they lost a couple conference games that were close. One wasn't close, but and they lost to Nebraska earlier. And then they lost in their conference game. I think did Miami lose in that conference game with Ward didn't play? He quit. Let Shedeur had did that. Oh, he think he too good to help his team and his team lost. He had them game all and he just let his team fall. They come on now, hypocrisy. They would have dogged him out if he had stepped out the game like a prima donna. They were mad at him when he went out the field when he had an injury. A few seconds before the game was over, they were mad. Nevertheless, if he had left his team halfway to he can't go to the NFL. He can't get hurt. They would have dogged him out. They would have dogged him out. So Cam Ward, when you let people get away with stuff that you should be checking people on, it can hurt them because they really need to be checked too. And people benefit when they grow from it, but they couldn't afford to say anything negative about Cam Ward because it would have made Shedeur look like he was in the league with him. Because when you hear negative about a person, it make people see negative, and when you hear positive, so then they say, "Oh, he's way better," and then people say, "Oh, yeah, he is way better." Since when? Since when? Everything they've done is identical. Matter of fact, Cam, I ain't know he played two. I think he played 2 years at Washington. And he came back for a fifth year. Shedeur didn't come back for a fifth year. Shedeur could have been there right now and did a fifth year and ran through everybody too. Really? Then what you was going to say? You really would have been mad if Shedeur had to stay the fifth year. Especially after y'all took his money. He might have well stayed. He would make more money. You know, technically. So it's like you You look at Cam. He stayed 5 years. He did 2 years at Washington State. I think he did a year, a couple years down there at the other school because it was the COVID year at the school where they just got the running back from down in Texas. It was a FCS program, and so they had a similar path to the NFL. Then they both got destroyed at their schools. Washington, they didn't have no winning year. Now time, Cam Ward got destroyed his first and second year. Had a better second year, and nobody was checking on him to the point he didn't even go in the NFL because he wasn't even made fifth round. He would have been a late pick, and he knew it. And they say Shedeur, Coach Prime said, come back. Yeah, because he didn't have a chance. They helped him out. Don't go in there because you. But neither did they know they were going to use him as a kryptonite for Shedeur. He went down to Miami. Miami is a school that Miami had a good year before. They supposed to went to the playoff the year before. And they did some dumb mess dude and take a knee or something, fumble the ball. Without. That was against Georgia Tech that year too. I think they was Georgia Tech 2 years in a row. And they spoiled their year that year. And the coach, they was ready to just destroy that coach because their game was in a wrap. All they did was take a knee. And then you look up, they call it incarnate word. Yeah. Allen in the building. I was telling Allen earlier about you with the boxes. Some people getting some boxes now. I said Allen is the other expert there. He don't have his box for a couple years. They know the ins and outs. Shedeur isn't so QB ready that he is second, third, fourth team players looking better than the first team players in practice. Yeah, if I say you put him on a practice squad, yeah, I guess you say is. You put him on a practice squad, he gonna torch you. Yeah, he gonna get a good look, but what good is your defense looking good and then your offense go stink up the field in the game? You got your best quarterback on the practice squad just for your ego. Man, you dumb. Your fans gonna make you hear about it. ESPN gonna make you hear about it. Everybody gonna make you hear about it. So it's like you can't win like that. It's like let's let up the ego trip. You can't do nothing with Shedeur Sanders. You can't do nothing with him. Like you say, get them lights up. Rolling with Ben. Yeah, do y'all get what I'm saying here? Like really, Cam Ward was not considered the most NFL ready. He was considered the best arm talent. What does that mean? Like the quarterback, he throw the ball a mile over the man's head all day. He's a good quarterback. They got the same quarterback coach. They have played very good football, but nobody was checking for Cam Ward. He has done nothing to justify a jump from being a nobody in 1 year. He didn't. It's not like he had a Heisman year. He didn't win the Heisman. His team did not go to the playoff. They did not win the conference. They didn't even go to the conference. They was trying to get him there. They was helping him. Come on, Miami. Then they done but go and lose to Georgia Tech. Oh, we still gonna help y'all. Come on. You use the Syracuse. We can't do nothing with them now. SMU and all them don't caught up with them. They was trying to help him. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. They couldn't do nothing with him. Because they had that storyline ready. We gonna get Cam Ward in the playoff. We gonna get Cam Ward into the Heisman race, undefeated, at worst one loss in the playoff, represent ACC, so our storyline can go through. Cause Ewan don't fell off, Bet don't fell off. If Cam Ward fall off, they not too smart to know that you dummies. You already don't say it that for you to be the top draft pick because you set it up. You set up the trap for Shedeur. You ain't won enough games. You ain't gonna be in the Heisman race. We're gonna make sure you in that. How you gonna be the number one pick if you ain't go to the Heisman? How you do this? Your team ain't make it to the conference. And the whole time they set up traps, they were trying to push Cam, and then Cam fell through. But you still had to push him through as the number one quarterback. And now, what's sad is now, because he didn't win the conference, because he didn't go to the playoff, because he didn't win the Heisman, now that you set him way over Shedeur, now it don't look like he's so far ahead of Shedeur because he ain't do nothing that much difference. But now you put him as number one quarterback and you put a 4 and a 4 behind Shedeur. So what was the gap? Because he ain't accomplished more than Shedeur. Shedeur won quarterback of the year. He won the Golden Arm Award. Why Cam Ward didn't win that? He was the number one pick in the quarterback. How he didn't win it? He was a better quarterback. Did Coach Prime pay him off? Was it Daddy Ball with that? Shedeur won the award. If he was the best quarterback, how was he one of the last ones to get picked? If he was the most NFL ready quarterback, backed up by the top quarterback, Johnny United's golden arm, how do you justify him being one of the last quarterbacks picked as if he's not NFL ready? Matter of fact, you put out there he's not NFL ready. He can't read in the formation. He can't read off it. He can't this. He can't that. He's arrogant. But then you hear Cam Ward out there, the coach looking like he want to talk jump, but he can't. Well, he talking in code. Well, he just talking over me while I'm talking. I'm surprised he even can listen. It's good he understand what I said. Do you hear me? Do I need to stop talking? I mean, you the coach. I guess I'm the coach. Really, you the coach. You the boss. You my boss. Do I need to be quiet while I talk to you? So you can win? So you can win? So you can tell me when to talk? Okay. Do I need to talk? Do I need to talk or you talk, sir? Let that come out. Let that come out. Shedeur so arrogant, he don't even listen to the coach. Y'all couldn't wait to say that. What's your opinion on these tickets they're trying to use against Shedeur? Well, I mean, clearly the tickets ain't what they say because the Browns ain't saying that about it. They smart enough to shut up about it. They tried to lie and say Shedeur didn't go to court. They said that was a lie. So why you gotta lie? Okay, the tickets ain't enough. The tickets ain't enough. Okay. Because you said he had a squeaky clean record, and now he got 2 tickets. Yes, we got something to say. And then what Shedeur say? His nonchalant behind. Well, I learned you can't do that with the boy. I guess I won't be driving no more. I learned I made mistakes. Well, you can't even do that with. He just is nonchalant. Well, I was driving fast. I guess I need to slow down. What can you do? What can you say? He's just as nonchalant as can be. Yeah, I was speeding. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that no more. He don't even give you no room to. They can't do nothing with him. He said to be fair, he won the Dave O'Brien. But what's the most important award? It's 5,000 awards. If everybody get an award these days for something. But what is the top quarterback award? Is it a David O'Brien or is it Johnny Knight? I thought all the quarterbacks aim. They're just like, I mean, it's like the top award for your position. He say the other best quarterback. That's beautiful. The other best quarterback you got it flipped. I'm the best quarterback, and I'm 144th. And the other best quarterback is number 1. He is 143 picks ahead of me. He the other best quarterback. That is fair. I guess that is fair. I'm just amazed. I just want to get on because I'm just in awe. Just trying to stop. Was it too late to stop the new energy? I don't know. I don't know if they're stopping the black quarterbacks because they do stuff, but they ain't stopping Cam Ward. Why they don't stop a mud hole in him like Shedeur? He black as Shedeur. He black as Shedeur. But they ain't stopping him. They making excuses for him because they ain't got the target on his back. Because the target clearly ain't his skin color. Because why they ain't shooting down all the black quarterbacks? All of them should have went 144th, 143rd, 140. Why Shedeur the only one? They ain't stopped Shedeur. They ain't even stopped Travis. Travis not a threat. He not a threat. It's amazing. He said, Cam is very arrogant. Yeah, I saw that how he talked to Shedeur. It's like it's kind of smug. It's kind of like grit your teeth. Like, what is he trying to say? Like Shedeur trying to have fun. Shedeur silly. Cam be throwing them little jabs with little knives on the end. I'm like, what is going on? Like that's a little under the belt. You know what the media trying to do to this dude, and you playing right into it. And you the one they trying to use against him. Ironically enough, the one that you was trying to get him. Yeah, I just play football. Oh, that's a good time, man. Let's go rap. Let's go hang out. Nah, I'm focused. You know, I focus. You don't focus. You party. He's just throwing these little stereotypes out there, knowing that half of them ain't, most of them ain't true, and you playing right into the hand, and you benefit from it. That's how I know it's weird. It feels weird to me that you're saying it because you're the one competing against him for the number one spot, and you're the one throwing the blows because you're the one going to benefit from it. So is it really a joke? It's just like it's me and him trying to date the same girl, and the girl walk up and 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 we both trying to talk to the girl, and she like him, but she say, he ain't got no money. He stay with his mama. He throwing jabs in front of the girl, throwing doubt in the girl head because he trying to get with the girl. Well, you know, he got a girlfriend. Well, he kind of got a girlfriend. This your homeboy. Your homeboy throwing salt in the game. It's supposed to be a code. If that's my homeboy, we look out for each other. You ain't never see Travis Hunter do that. Try all the jokes and the touchy and all that. But when it come down to media, you ain't never hear Trav. They might fight on the football field and do all that crap. But you ain't never hear Travis say, well, Shedeur, he messed up. Well, Shedeur, he ain't, he should have did better. You ain't never heard Shedeur say that. I mean, you ain't never heard Travis say that, and you ain't never heard Shedeur say that about Travis. Travis needs to step up because they were protecting each other's brand. Cam Ward? Cam Ward said everything he could say about Shedeur that make him go up and Shedeur go down, and all that stuff was used. Without standing information showing collusion, targeting Elijah. Why don't someone from the Sanders camp or someone close to the family just say? Because they can't. How could they? That's the point. They want you to say something so they can spin. You can't make a comment because they gonna spin that. Did you see? You know, see anything they say, they gonna spin it. Look at them sore losers. Oh, look at them whining and complaining. Oh, look at they just can't handle anything they say. It's gonna be flipped. They can't. Coach Prime can't say that. Look, anytime he try to say something about his team, either he making excuses or he throwing his team under the bus. He couldn't say nothing about when the line wasn't blocking. Anything he say. Oh, the head coach shouldn't say that. You can't say nothing. Because it's happening to you. They want you to play the victim so they can say, look at you. You're soft, you're whiny. You can't. That's why we say something. You can't say nothing because you look like you're whining. He's so a loser. I mean, his numbers show he's been the best. There's one thing they was gritting for. That's why I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is why that's why they tanked Colorado's first season. Because no way they would not been able to justify Shedeur being the top quarterback his second season. Colorado should have been at least 7-5. I said this a lot of times. 8-4. I would get them 8-4 and really, about 9-3. They should have made a bowl game their first season in Colorado. That would have been epic. They let them do it the second year because they couldn't stop it. But the first season, man, they started off hot and they were worried. Them referees went to cheating. You notice all them games they lost, except Oregon and then Washington at the end, was close games. Every last one of those games they lost was by a field goal, 6 points, 7 point, 8 point. And in every one of those situations, it was a major call against Colorado or for the other team in both. It was some kind of personal foul that you finally stopped them and the game over. And they say personal foul, roughing the passer or something crazy. And he bumped into the quarterback like this. Why you touch him? Like the referee looking for stuff. And it get them a extra set of downs. You run more clock down. They kick a field goal and beat them by a field goal or something like that. Or go score a touchdown in the last 1-2 minutes of the game. And then Colorado try to go down the field and they get some holding calls and something Shedeur couldn't try to go Brady mode. You saw that time after time after time again that first season. Y'all remember? They made them games close. Stanford, Colorado gave that game away, but at the end, the game was put away. They called the pass and they called a situation. Personal foul on Travis. The boy was jacking Travis up, and Travis finally pushed him back at the end of the game. At the end of the play, the boy don't slam Travis all up and down the sideline, right in front of the referee. And they wait to call. As soon as Travis pushed him back, they called a personal foul. And that's what gave that team another possession. That's really how Stanford beat them at the end. Yeah, Colorado torched. Yeah, they sucked, but they had such a lead. They still could have beat them. And it took some personal fouls and all that. We seen it when they lost to Arizona that year. They beat the mess out of them. This year, I told y'all Arizona wasn't good. Yeah, Arizona good. I told you. They needed to beat Colorado. They needed help. Oregon State needed help to beat Colorado. Colorado beat all them teams. I'm just going to tell y'all. They beat UCLA. Shiloh was beating the mess out of them boys so bad, he had them ready to quit. They had to get Shiloh off the field. He was torching everybody. He was knocking everybody out. They had to get him with a face. His face mask grazed the helmet of the guy. Get him out the game. He was hitting them boys so hard. There was no way they was going to win that game. And then the other players started doing it too. The defense single-handedly took the soul out of UCLA. It was a matter of time the offense was going to rally behind them. And then they did some weird stuff, and they didn't punt or something, and they didn't score right before halftime. But the game was Colorado was supposed to win into halftime that game like 7-0 or something like that, and they let 6 something like that, and they let UCLA score right before halftime. But that game was close the whole time. All those games y'all remember, I was covering it. You go back, they stole them games from Colorado. So if Shedeur had the winning record this year, it wouldn't have been okay. That's what I was mad about. I was like, y'all shooting low. Y'all want to get to the bowl game because y'all didn't make it last year, but that was y'all bowl. This is y'all playoff year. But they had to accomplish that bowl game. They weren't focused on the playoff. But really, that was their bowl game season. Remember, they stole the game from Utah. They beat the mess out of Utah. They beat Utah by at least 3 touchdowns. They called all the touchdowns back. Blatantly on TV. They beat the mess out of Utah because that game would have got them in a chance to be in the bowl game, potentially. They made sure not only they didn't have a winning record, they made sure they didn't get in the bowl game. That was the mission. Stop Colorado that year. Oh, and we played along with that narrative. Oh, they don't have no line. Oh, we ran off good linemen. We ran off good running backs behind that narrative. Because, yeah, they didn't block that great. But they was getting holding calls on them at all the wrong time. You ain't have no running game. But Colorado still beat those teams. And that's what I kept saying with the second seed. That's why I knew they were going to win. I said Colorado was in all them games with no line, with all the negative press, all the negative. It was tearing up their locker room because everything was flipped on them. It really wasn't all their fault. The referees was snubbing them games. And that was all to stop what was going to happen the next year. How many players was going to go in the NFL draft? Shedeur being that guy. They can't. Shedeur only won 4 games. That's all they said the whole offseason until the next season. He can't be a good quarterback. He's only won 4 games. Then he ran through them the whole season. They held their breath. Oh, shucks. He about to win the conference. Oh, shucks. Every time it looked like they about to go down, they lost Nebraska. They came back. They ran through the conference. They started seeing other teams losing. Like, oh, shucks. It really might happen. They might go to the playoff, and if they go to the playoff and mess around and win, we're not going to be able to hold it against Shedeur. We're not going to be able to do this little thing we got planned because it won't look justified because this man took a 1-11 team. We found out a way to have him a losing year the first year, and then it looked even better because he turned it all around his last year. We're going to make sure he don't even get a look at the Heisman. We're going to make sure he don't even get a look at the Heisman. We control that. But doggone it, if he get in the playoff, we can't control that. And we can't say he ain't win nothing because he would have took his team to the conference championship after being 4-8, and he would have did something at that point even Cam Ward didn't do. They really was biting their nails because at that point, how you gonna say he wasn't better? Because now Cam Ward didn't go to the playoff. Cam Ward didn't go to the conference championship, and Shedeur did. So now you're gonna look really dumb. You already look dumb. You're gonna look really dumb trying to say, well, he didn't do nothing. He did all that. We watched it right on the camera. You know, hey, they working that out. That's what they do when that in that situation. The first round guys, they do that. Oh, Krista, hey, Hey. Yeah. Yeah, Travis won the Heisman. Yep. Yeah, they had to get them boys something. They had to get them boys something, hey. But that's when you're that close. Think, okay, you just proved the point. The top guys, it's like in school when all the kids win all the awards. You like, no, he got all the medals. You see in high school, elementary. If one person went the main few people win all the awards because they the top people in everything. So they gonna get all the awards. They gonna get the math award, the science award. They the top students. They got the top GPA. They got top everything. So why wouldn't they get the best everything, best behavior, best everything? Because that come with it. When you got all these guys that won, that was in the Heisman. Let me tell you something else. Travis won the Heisman. Of course he gonna win all the other awards because he's the best player. So either he should win it or one of them other guys that won all them awards should be split because they should be the top in their position. Travis should be the top in his position if he won the Heisman. There's no way he should win the Heisman and he ain't the top receiver, DB, or whatever. They go with it. If you in the Heisman race, one of you got two quarterbacks up there. One of them quarterbacks should have won the Johnny Unitas. It shouldn't be no best other. Gabriel didn't win crap. Cam Ward, the number one pick, got second place in his position, but he's the number one pick. The person who got number one position in the number one award in their position was the 144th pick behind him and Gabriel, who won nothing for his position. Huh? This how dumb they look. They like a devil. You didn't have your junk lined up. You too busy being a devil. You looking bad. You looking bad. Because if everybody at the top get all the awards, because that's why you're there. You shouldn't be in the Heisman race if you're not top in your position. Yeah, it makes sense that Janty got best player or best running back. Like, if he's the Heisman and he's the position of running back, then he should get all the awards pertaining to his position. Or else he shouldn't be in the Heisman race. Because you're that close to being the best in the country overall. You can't be best in the country overall if you're not even the best at your position. That don't even make sense. So how did now one of those quarterbacks in the Heisman race win the number one award for quarterbacks? Yeah. Now you talking about cooking. I know I'm cooking now. Yeah. Got some salmon on the way too. That ain't no friend. Ain't no friend. Ain't no friend. But Cam Shedeur is cool with Cam because that's the kind of person he is. Show me anybody Shedeur got a beef with. Show me any team he put up on where he beefing with anybody. He as soon as he got to the doggone Cleveland, he everybody's friend. He all the quarterbacks' friend. They competing with him. They can't help but to like him. He outdoing them, but he their friend. He not talking junk to him. He not doing this old passive aggressive arguing and joning and trying to get up on their skin to compete. He been a friend. That's all he ever done since Jackson State. He be friends with his teammates, take them out to eat, hang out with them. Just document it. That's all he's ever done. His offensive lineman, hang out with him, go on trips with him. Is it a ploy? He's still cool with his teammates. So, is it a ploy? I want to know who Cam Ward cool with. Since we at it, what his teammates? I don't never see Cam Ward hanging out with his teammates. He got a YouTube channel. I don't watch like that. Maybe I'm wrong. I ain't never seen him do the stuff that Shedeur do. Especially how he treats Shedeur. I can't see it. Like all that, you got a friend who always it's one thing to be like cool with your friends and joking around. But all your jokes gotta be below the belt. Every time we get together, it's gotta be like that. Like how you really feel? How you really feel when you just going in on each other like that? Other guy that win the Thorpe Award, best cornerback, yet Travis won. Yeah. But that was because they didn't want to give Travis all the awards. But how many awards did Travis get? So see, that justifies him winning the Heisman. Because he got all the other awards except that one. So that makes sense. You can't have Zanti win one or two awards and say, I should supposed to win the Heisman. Travis won on both sides of the ball all the top awards. You stole the cornerback from him, but he got the best defensive player. But that adds into his proof that he's the best at his position. And he was the best at both sides of the ball, which proves why he should have won the Heisman. Forget the popularity contest. He was the best out there. But I can't see why Cam or Gabriel was there. Because neither one of them was the best in their position. So if you ain't the best in your position, why are you there? Go get a lineman or somebody who the best at their position. Go get somebody who best at their position. Only quarterback I know that was the best at their position was Shedeur Sanders. Yet they couldn't have put him up there on that Heisman because they couldn't have pulled that crap. And that's what it was all about. Look, it means plenty. It means plenty because all these awards mean plenty when you're using against him. Just like his draft pick shouldn't mean nothing against him, but every time he don't get reps, well, he is the fifth round pick. So say that everything that they do matters when people are using it against you. They're saying that you're not what you are. That's all represents your credibility. That's what they pay you for. That's what makes somebody have to make you a first round pick. When your credibility, it has all to do with what they drafted him at. It has all to do with the $40 million plus that's missing from his paycheck. It has everything to do with that because they use all the stuff that he didn't do to justify why they shouldn't have picked him and why they shouldn't pay him. And if they didn't do that, they use that as why he on the fourth round or he's the fourth team when it comes to the quarterback. That all has to do with it. It has all to do with why he's on the fourth team because they can justify it by saying, well, he didn't win, he didn't do this, he didn't do that, and everybody else did. They say, well, Gabriel was a Heisman finalist, but Gabriel ain't win crap. Shedeur won the quarterback award, but Gabriel was at the Heisman finalist. Okay, so now they use that. Well, that's why he's third round. Well, it don't matter. That's why they picked him. They say he's a better quarterback based off of what they're using, what he did. You know, once you do it, the reason he even got in the position because Cam was fourth round 2024. He told him to go back for another year. I believe worse than that. I believe I believe he would have been lucky getting the fifth round. You see, Shedeur told him to come back, but I'm guaranteeing you somebody more than Shedeur told him to come back because the whole stage was set when he got there. They placed him in Miami, who was already a hotbed, who was already a top team from the year before. It was no rebuild. They put him into a position of another quarterback who was a top quarterback the year before who fell through. And they plugged him into a already built team in a cupcake schedule that they struggled with. And they lost games they didn't supposed to lose. They didn't supposed to lose to Syracuse. They didn't supposed to lose to Georgia Tech. They didn't supposed to lose to Cal, which they almost did. They didn't supposed to use the Virginia Tech, which they almost did. And they want to beat SMU. I don't think they played SMU, if I'm not mistaken. Because SMU went to the championship. They couldn't do nothing with Clemson. And that conference has been the weakest conference for years. Nobody want to talk about it. Everybody want to dog out wherever Deion, Coach Prime, Colorado move. Oh, the Pac-12 is nothing. Even though they put all the top quarterbacks out that year. Cam Ward was in there. All the top quarterbacks was there. And Shedeur was in the top, including over Cam Ward. Right? Then they moved to Big 12. Big 12 supposed to be a step up. Oh, Texas, Oklahoma's gone. Nobody cares. It's nothing. That's what they said, right? And then you look up, and now Big 12 is pushed in Pac-12's place because nobody want to give credit to Colorado doing well in that conference. If they do well or it's nothing. Because ACC was considered the bottom. To the point they was telling Florida State the lead, Miami lead, to come to the Big 12. They was trying to get them out because they said the ACC is the next Pac-12. They said it's going to dissolve. All of a sudden, Cam Ward there and all that, they need to amp up the ACC. Oh, it's so competitive. And they had some teams make this, that, and that. But they ain't playing nobody, remember? Nobody was nobody, remember? Clemson is not the Clemson they used to be. Georgia's demolished them in the first game. Like, nobody's there. Miami ain't been who they've been in decades. Nobody was checking for them. Georgia Tech is hit or miss. Nobody scared of Georgia Tech. They're sneaky, but nobody was scared of Georgia Tech. Virginia Tech ain't nobody. Boston College, these teams, nobody. Syracuse came there, they was a rebuild. Nobody. But all of a sudden, they had to make ACC, have weight. Oh, they lost a game, but they're in the ACC. Oh, they lost 2 games, but they're in the ACC. They did everything to keep them boys in the top 10 all year. Then they barely beat teams that weren't even ranked and stuff like that. They still kept them in the top 10 because they had to keep that storyline going so Cam Ward can be the guy. So it ain't no Shedeur had nothing to do with that. That storyline was built. Shedeur was looking out for the boy. But it was other people had some plans. Come on to Miami. We got it. You said you're gonna be the first guy out. We got to put you over Shedeur. That should have been a minimum record. Absolutely. How about Shedeur with Ohio, Texas? I don't know what that means. How about you talking about like Shedeur went to Ohio, Texas? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm behind. I'm just catching up, y'all. I'm about to close out. She lost 0 run game. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they had a run game, but it was I don't know what was going on with that. Yeah, they blocked for him against Utah, but they claim Utah that was their third string out there because everybody didn't play or whatever. That's what they claim. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's that. Like you show me anybody else. I ain't even did it, but go through the history and show me other people who won those awards and see what they 5th round draft picks. That's just common sense. That was just that's a rhetorical dumb question, statement really, because the reality is everybody else who won it was 1st round draft picks. Matter of fact, ain't nowhere near 5th round draft picks because you don't be the best in your position at that position and not be a 1st round draft pick. It just doesn't happen. If you're the best in the country at that position, you're the hottest commodity out there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna fancy myself. I'm gonna go back to the old school grade set. Let's see. Let's see. Johnny Unitas, right? I don't even better not spell that crap. Unitas Award. Okay. Award winners. Let's see. Award winners. Let's see who won these awards. Oh, 2022. A guy named Max Duggan, TCU. I don't know where he at, but I'm just gonna go through the list. 2021. Kenny Pickett to Pittsburgh, 1st round draft pick. The guy he going against. Kenny Pickett won it in 2021. His teammate. Max Jones, Alabama, 2020, 1st round draft pick. Joe Burrow, 2019, 1st round draft pick. Gardner Minshew, Washington State, 2018. I guess he just had a great year. I don't know nothing about him. Mason Randolph, Oklahoma State, 2017. Y'all let me know. I ain't finna look where they went in at. Deshaun Watson, 2016, Clemson. Connor Cook, 2015, Michigan State. Marcus Mariota, Oregon. He's 1st round draft pick. 2014, done much in the pros. 2013, AJ McCarron, Alabama. Them national champions, 1st round. Colin Klein, Kansas State. Andrew Luck, 2011. Colt McCoy, 2009. Matt Ryan, 2007. Brady Quinn, 2006. Matt Leonard, 2005. Jason White, 2004 at Oklahoma. Eli Manning, future Hall of Famer, Ole Miss, 2003. Carson Palmer, 2002. Chris Wicke, 2000. David Carr, 2001. Peyton Manning, 1990. Good company, 1997. Danny Wofford, 1996. Tommy Frazier, remember that name? 95. Charlie Ward, Heisman winner. Heisman winner. You win the Heisman, top of your position. 93. And goes on. Now, I don't know all the names, but I'm willing to bet for the big money people that these guys, regardless of what they did in the pros, these guys were not 5th round picks. and they did not go to their pro team, and they wasn't fourth on the depth chart. I'm pretty sure. It only means nothing when you didn't get paid. He and Cam on the train together. They all, that's all it should have been. But Shedeur like that. If he spend time with you, that's what he do. He try to be friends. That's what he do. The Yeah, it's good having Nimmons and Lee when you can get on the field, sir. Cam Ward ain't got no problem with his first on the depth chart. Shedeur trying to get on the depth chart. You can't be a Nimmons when your Nemesis is playing and you're at the practice squad. It's not like Shedeur's getting first round reps and Cam Ward is getting first round reps and they're gonna see each other in the season. Because as of now, oh yeah, I got some salmon coming. Oh, I don't, yeah, y'all, salmon coming, y'all, Brady, all them folks, all his jokes, be low, cause he know what he was doing, man. He was looking out for self, man. He wanted to be the number one guy. See how that worked out for him. He was the number one draft, but yeah, yeah. You hear his name? He acting up in the media. Somebody don't know how to act with the media. He acting up. One time, Cam posted his teammates when he took his whole and gifted them chains. Yeah, he was trying to do what Shedeur did, but he don't do that. That's not what he do. Now that's what called a gimmick. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. Parent guy. Let's see. Oh yeah. You know they can be no see you getting running for their life, getting hit like that. Nobody finna take all those hits and still keep throwing. They finna throw in the towel. Man, I'm tired of getting hit. She did getting body slammed and all that after play. They ain't throwing no penalties. These schools still want ACC. Oh yeah, ACC. They know it's falling. Nobody ain't checking for ACC. Nobody checking for ACC. He gonna post bucket post about Cam, and he played it off. Had me look at him different. Yeah. I mean, because they got integrity, man. That boy, he ain't built like that. He's like a dude from the streets who hungry. He don't care who he take out. Shedeur ain't starving like that. He come from abundance. I ain't gotta hate on you. Come and get mine. I got mine. He looking like I gotta get yours. I gotta get mine. That's how that dude. That's how people do. You can't work with everybody like that because they got that animal mentality. If you get it, I can't get it. I saw haters in the comment. It's made up. Yeah. Yeah, we saw the award. We saw it. One thing we do, we document. We saw the award. We saw him get the award. Yeah. Without fat, so man. Yeah, we saw him get that award. 199. Look here, man. We don't have this argument over and over. Brady was 199 because he deserved it, sir. He didn't win no awards. He blossomed in the NFL. Brady is not compared to Shedeur. There's no comparison. What Brady did in the NFL. Brady barely played his whole career. He didn't play till his senior year because of injury. So he couldn't have got no looks to be picked. He didn't get looked over. He was in his proper position. So there's no comparison from a boy who played from day one of his freshman year and broke all the records all the way through and was projected to be the first round draft pick. Really since his sophomore year when he came to Colorado, that was his projection for his class. That was never Brady. Brady is no comparison. Brady was a late bloomer, and he bloomed at the right time. He didn't get looked over because it's some dumb crap. He got looked over because he didn't play, So it's no comparison. That ain't Shedeur's situation. Shedeur didn't get looked over. He got played, literally. He got played. And Brady was 199, and I guarantee you, when he went in there, he wasn't fourth on that depth chart. You see, Shedeur could have went to a lot of other teams where they wasn't. Come on now, they just went and got two quarterbacks. One is on the roster that's hurt. You went and got Flacco, a veteran. You went and got Pickett. We just said he was a first round pick a few years ago. So at the end of the day, those guys are in those positions. Then you drafted in the same draft somebody ahead of Shedeur. That's a whole different situation, especially for a guy of his caliber. You had no right to do him like that, but you put him in a bad spot. Shedeur could have went to the Saints, and they didn't pick him. And all you really had down there was Rattler, and they say, well, we don't need another Rattler. Shedeur's not another Rattler, but you went and got another quarterback ahead of Shedeur, and got 3 quarterbacks in ahead of him. So it's like, you know, yeah, it's no comparison what they did to Brady. I mean, you know. So at the end of the day, I think we got Bozo here. Um, Allen, all the good folks who order I'm gonna close out here. Some overtime. I appreciate everybody coming through. I'm gonna scroll it again at the bottom. Allen, R Jizzle, Miss NY Founders. Let me know because y'all be using different names on here. I had a few of y'all. I know I put y'all tracking in there for y'all Tanggula box. There's a few of y'all who just kind of put the order form in and go through. I don't know what happened, but hey, it don't happen until you order. When you complete your order, weekend is different, because they open up tomorrow, whatever. I get a tracking number by tomorrow, Tuesday, whatever, and boom, I send it out. Y'all should have it within the week. So for y'all who's interested in Tanggula box, who on the fence, you're on the fence. But if you didn't complete your order, go ahead and complete your order because we here. Them camps and stuff about to start within the month. Colorado and all these camps. Shedeur gonna be in the thick of things. Travis, we still got Sylvan Craig down there, and BJ Green down there at Jacksonville, still down there. We got Shiloh and Tampa, so we got a lot of activity that's about to crank up. And you're not gonna sit here and tell me that you a Colorado person and you won't and you don't be able to see these boys. And thank you for the YouTube. It ain't gonna happen. For him having all type of trouble now, won't sign. Oh no, I know he won't sign, but that's what we got. Because I know some people who sense the news in Cleveland, they getting a whole different type of information. When y'all get your Tanggula box, you're gonna be able to see all these games. You're gonna be able to see any game you want to see, any way you want to see it, whether they playing at home or away. Get your box so you can see all. You can go ahead and see when Jacksonville gonna play. You better catch all their preseason games. Cleveland, Carolina, the Ravens. We ain't that time. I've been waiting for the last couple of years. We still got Xavier Weaver down in Arizona. I used to watch his preseason games on Tangle Box last year because he was the only one, and I was able to see him play because I was able to watch Arizona Channel and wherever else they played. Tangle Box is going to allow y'all to be able to see these games when they play in regions that's not in yours. Your cable is not going to show it. I don't care what your cable is. It's not going to show it because you're not going to have the local channels that's showing it. You're going to see your local team's games. If it's Atlanta, you're going to see the Atlanta Falcons preseason games. And that's all you're going to see. You're not going to see all these other games really like that until the regular season start. If you want to catch Shedeur's preseason games with your own eyes, and I live off of YouTube hopes and dreams, because even these YouTubers ain't finna get it, because it's not gonna be showing on national TV. Now, unless these YouTubers got a Tanggula box and they were streaming or something like that, or they in that market. But you, with your own eyes, gonna be able. Us, matter of fact, we might do some little watch parties. Us with the boxes, we might be able to watch it together because we got it. We're gonna be able to see when Shedeur do get in these preseason games, third or fourth quarter. We're gonna be able to see it. We ain't gonna hear it, but we're gonna see it with our own eyes. And then also we're gonna look at Travis, of course. We're gonna be able to look at Shiloh, see what he do. We're gonna be able to see it. That's gonna be exciting. That's gonna keep us active in August while Colorado is also going through their summer camp, getting ready for the season. But on those weekends, we gonna be able to kind of see these preseason games. So we'll better help each other out, know what the schedule is. Up to this point, it ain't been relevant because we ain't had our players spread everywhere, and we ain't had all our abilities to access it. So um, make sure y'all, if y'all haven't, you see up in the corner, defeatcable.com is where it's at. We Tanggula boxing it up here. Y'all go ahead and put your orders in. Have your box ready. Your family enjoy it too. But you're going to have all that. So, again, I'm Greg. Greg said it. As always, you know, you want an extra ticket, NFL Sunday tickets is the best. Yeah. Yeah, NFL Sunday ticket on there. I don't look at that. Well, I think that's the one that got all the different screens. But yeah, you got all that on there. I mean, everything extra. You got NFL Sunday ticket, all this other stuff, everything extra. Because it's no sports package. They got everything unless you can pay out the yang yang. Because usually you have to pick one or the other. You want the packages with the other channels or the sports. And usually, you can't get both together unless you finna pay. What my girl say last week, was that NY Finest? It was somebody. No, it was I Love CC, I believe. So they paying what, $350 or something a month, $250 a month somewhere. I ain't paying that. But again, it's Greg. Greg said it. Appreciate y'all coming me late as no I'm just late. Uh y'all have a good one. I'll be talking to y'all soon. Hey, let's hold on.